What's up, guys? So it is September 3rd, 2025, and you're looking at the oldest part of our food forest. And it's 7 years old. And the goal here is to have that canopy. And so this is a permaculture style food forest that we're trying to convert into syntropic agroforestry slowly. But this whole thing right here is a neglected food forest, fairly neglected. The only thing that we do here are drip irrigation, and occasionally we'll come here and do some deep irrigation on a few trees, a few select trees that we want to promote fruiting and promote some more vegetative growth. But as you can see, our goal in the last few years was to plant a bunch of support trees and shrubs to cover the soil. We want to be able to walk this area of our food forest in the middle of the summer, in the middle of the day, and be comfortable. And we are getting there. It's not quite there yet, but we are getting there. So I'm just gonna show you this part right here real quick, and then we'll go back to where we usually start our food forest tour. But right here is, I think, pretty neat. And look at the canopy of Tithonias. It's just beautiful. It's like a maze. So I'm gonna go ahead and pause this and let's go ahead and get started with this tour. Well, here we are, guys. This is where we typically start our food forest tour, and we are in our most neglected part of our food forest. And you can see there's so much lush vegetation. We are delaying the chop and drop until we hit the fall season because we want this canopy to cover the soil and the bare earth, and so it doesn't scorch the earth. And anyways, we have apples still, and this apple is in the shade of this Tithonia diversifolia, also known as Mexican sunflower. So we have this corapia that is now starting to spread into this beautiful ground cover. And here is the caimito, and there's a bunch of stuff over here, guys. It's really becoming a very diverse food forest filled with a diverse amount of support trees, shrubs, and fruit trees. Here's an apple. It's a mixture of different apple varieties. We got this from Home Depot back in the days. This is probably here for about 6 years or maybe 5 years in the ground. As you can see, this was very small last year. I mean, literally it was like this short, and look at it now. This is a willow acacia, and it's gonna produce biomass in this area. And we have a plum tree right there. We have a very small Alfonso mango tree. I believe this one is on a turpentine. I could be wrong. I got this from eBay or an Etsy seller. I kind of forgot. And what I did was I put like a seedling mango tree right here, and once this gets big enough, I will use this as a double rootstock graft. It's gonna be so that this thing can get some more vigor. I've seen Alfonso fruit in California, guys, and the person who has gotten it to fruit said it's got to be on a vigorous rootstock. So that's what we are doing. Here's an apricot, I believe. This is a seedling tree, and look at it. It tastes okay. It's not the best tasting apricot, but it's here, and it's giving us fruit. It might be a peach, actually. Yeah, tastes okay. It's decent. Here's a mango tree. Wow, here's a Shinseki pear right here, and we got a grafted kefir pear over on the left side, and we got a Monterey on this side. And it looks like we have a grafted Monterey that's already producing nice pears. These Shinseki pears are so delicious, guys. This one is broken right here. I mean, it's split, so it's actually really yummy. Now this, what do you call this? This cherimoya here is starting to grow really big. The pigeon peas are doing nicely, along with the support tree of this yellow point sienna. And see our seedling mango there starting to grow. It's an atolfo. It's growing very slowly. There's that struggling glen right there on a turpentine rootstock, guys. Don't get turpentine, I'm telling you. So here is our page mandarin. It's kind of struggling this year. Probably needs a little bit more water, but it gets some, some drip irrigation in here. But looks like it needs some water in here, some more mulch, and we might have some gopher action right there, which I need to take care of tonight. So here, like this one, this Tithonia is letting us know there's a gopher somewhere in this section. And here's another willow acacia, and we got this nice loquat here that we've been chopping and dropping into our coconut cream mango on a turpentine rootstock. This is about 12 years old, guys. It's 7 years in the ground, but overall it's about 12 years old. So don't get trees in California on a turpentine rootstock if you can manage that. Try to spend some time getting a rootstock, grow it big enough, learn how to graft and graft onto it. But it is producing fruit right here. At a lot of fruit drop like every single year, and I think it has something to do with the rootstock, because coconut cream is a vigorous variety and turpentine is a slow grower, and I don't think it's giving it enough energy to do what it wants to do. So we have grafted this onto many rootstocks, so we'll see how that goes. We got jujubes up in here. It's fruiting. Usually this jujube gives us plenty of fruit. This year is less than last year, but it's producing quite plenty all over the place. And we have another pear tree right here. Actually, it might be an apple. Is it an apple? It might be an apple tree. Yeah, that is a Granny Smith apple, and we're trying to graft more varieties in here. Actually, we grafted a Shinseki pear onto that. Here's a pomegranate. That's going to be a canopy layer. We'll be putting more mangoes in here very soon. Now here is our winter's mango. I don't think it's on a turpentine rootstock. This one was very vigorous, except that I kept tipping it and trying to do stuff that Florida people do to their trees. Don't listen to advice from people from Florida if you are trying to grow mango trees in California, guys. I'm not trying to talk smack to people in Florida. It's just things grow differently here in California. They don't, our trees, even though they're vigorous, they don't grow 50 feet, okay? That would take like 30 years as a seedling tree. And grafted trees don't typically grow that big. But anyways, we got a bunch of grafts here. Unfortunately, I don't know what this one is. This one is getting pretty vigorously. I have an idea of what it is, but we'll find out. This is what I'm excited about. We got a Timor right there. I've been trying to get this variety, and we finally got it. Here's a coconut cream right here doing amazingly. This is a Glen right here, more Timors. Here is, I believe that could be a Super Alfonso. It looks like a Super Alfonso. I lost the label, and We'll see what it is. This is a Bombay right here, and peach cobbler right here, getting ready to put out another flush of growth. And this is our lemon zest. Another lemon zest here. Didn't grow too much this year. And here's another LZ pushing out once again. And this is a Seacrest, and it's struggling. It's a struggling push. You don't want to see something like this, although it still has potential to continue. This Philippine mango, it hasn't flushed until just now. Same thing with the Carabao right there. I don't know what it is, but it seems like the Philippine and the Carabao mangoes, they have like a high threshold of low temps. I think it needs to be above 65 consistently, maybe even higher, in order for this thing to to promote new flushes, which kind of sucks. Here is I believe that's a Sunrise, trying to push, but that is kind of an iffy push. This is a Karen Michelle. See, this is something that it looks a little bit more promising, okay, compared to this. See, it's kind of drying out right there. So that's a very iffy push. So let's continue. This is our bamboo. I believe this is a old Hamii right there, shooting out when low temps get above 65. These old Hamiis really grow. I mean, they grow tall. We got a bunch of support trees here. Look at this. It's not a cypress. It is a forgot what it's called. Yeah. Anyways, my friend gave this to me. When you want more of these, people are scared of these trees, but Byron uses this a lot. Syntropic agroforestry guys uses this a lot. I just forgot what it's called right now. I can't think of it. But come winter time, we're gonna chop that off right there, like maybe at the 10-foot mark. Loquats are trying to grow. There's an avocado tree right there. More pigeon peas. More seedling avocados. Let's go through the back here. We have this thing needs more water. This is an apple tree. A senna. This is a silverberry. Here is there's some fruit trees in here. This is a Valencia Pride. Unfortunately, this one is on turpentine, I believe, so it's still kind of slow growing. We got a bunch of tree collards right there, and here's a pear tree that's struggling because this is the area that gets the least amount of water. The least, because the pressure of the water when it pushes up here is just very low. Here's more of that willow acacia. Geez, I forgot what this plant is. It's a really nice ground cover, very drought tolerant. Really brings in the beneficials. Same thing with this. I just forgot what that is. And there's the plumbago and plumeria. Trying to install more almond trees, but they just seem, this one really struggled this year, even when I gave it some water. Here is a cherimoy tree. It's a seedling, and look at this. It's starting to, next year this thing's gonna explode. It's probably on its third year. This is, I think, 3 years in the ground, and it was very small, and they tend to grow slowly at first and then they just explode. This is a Pride of Madeira. It's drought tolerant, likes it right there. And there's some trees in here. There's a black sapote right there hiding, growing very slowly. It needs some water, really does need some water. This is really neglected area right here. Here's an almond tree. It's going through its senescence. It's gonna be dropping all its leaves. It's got fruit. I don't know where they are. I think we've been eating them. Yeah, I think we ate it all. The fruit is really nice. It kind of tastes like coconut, almond coconut. And this is an Indian cluster fig tree. It's huge. It doesn't produce any fruit yet, but it's producing really nice biomass. Now I trimmed this off because it was going on to my neighbor, and I didn't get a chance to really clean it up. But what I'm gonna do is just gonna come up here, rake it to the fruit trees that I really wanted to cover. And got some seedling avocados. We got that butterfly bush action right here. To this santo tree. Now this santo tree hasn't really done much. I need to water it more. I think that's what it is. It's a tropical tree. I think it needs water. It did respond to deep watering. And this is a coffee. I harvested all the coffees from this because we are planting more coffees. And more loquats, more cherimoyas. There's a banana there, but it's struggling. This one is lomboy, or a duhat, also called a Java plum. Hi Lucas, what's up buddy? Okay, there's another cherimoya and a few other support trees in here. There you go, this is the yellow point sienna. And here's a mulberry tree that we just planted, I think a year and a half ago. That's another loquat, and a lot of tree loquat everywhere. And here's a struggling white sapote. It's always getting these things. Look at that. It's some kind of insect that's eating under the leaves, sucking its energy. I really do think I think I just need to water this enough. I'm not here to like spray all this stuff. I think next year I'm just gonna do some really deep irrigation right there. Here's another seedling sweet tart right there. They struggle. I'll be talking about seedling mango trees and what to do to make them be a lot more vigorous. And yeah, that'll be a future video, guys. More bambusa old hamii. And right here there's another two seedling mango trees right here. That is a Kent. And that's another seedling tree. That's a Madame Francis. And this is the part also where it's just neglected, guys. It gets very minimal drip irrigation here as well. And I am more focused on the syntropic agroforestry area. I just put out a video on that probably about a week ago, like early September. And so look out for that and see what the difference is between that syntropic side, where I'm actually giving it more love, versus here where it's like getting very minimal attention. This is an Ewais. This one's struggling over here, guys. I think maybe the soil is really not that great over here, and also it's not getting love. It's not getting that much water. It's just drip irrigation. Here's a mulberry. This was literally a stick that we put in here. This is a Pakistan, and there's an ash tree that's starting to grow. We need to plant a lot more support trees here. And we got some mango seedlings over here. This is an orange sherbet, I believe. Struggling, but I got that from Florida, eBay. And then here's another one right here. You see the drip irrigation's barely putting out anything. Look at that. So I need to reconfigure all of these and put the source down as that new this, and put it all here into these 3/4 inch pipe that we put out there, hooked up directly to our main line, where prior to it getting to the pressure reducer. So we get some pretty good pressures up here. So I'll be reconfiguring our drip irrigation next year into that, and we should get a lot more pressure back here. So here, I believe this is a cotton candy or a sugar loaf. This is a cotton candy, and likely this is on turpentine. It's got a low graft. Usually turpentines are, Florida typically grafts really low, and it's growing very slowly. But then again, everything here is growing really slowly, guys. Here's a cherry mango right here. It was starting to do okay, but again, it's on turpentine and it's alive, but it's growing really slow. This right here is a gummy bear fruit, gummy worm. I forgot what the other name for it is, but that's a gummy worm fruit. Look it up. Here is a tree that I got from a friend of mine. It's a nitrogen fixer. I just don't know what it is. We'll find out once it starts flowering. Here's a seedling tree. We grafted onto this 2 years ago and it failed. We stunted it. Here's a lemon meringue, I believe, or a lemon zest. That's a lemon zest seedling right there. See, we're trying to incorporate these lavenders right here, and we'll just get a hedge trimmer and just cut this off and use it as mulch. And you can see there's a bunch of stuff that we're using for chop a drop. Look at this other seedling here. I believe that's another orange sherbet. Hey, there's a cotton candy over here. Cotton candy or sugar loaf. Got it right there. Okay. All right, so we have the square mango. You see, it got attacked by the gophers, so I had to shade it, or else it would have died. It almost died, and we took care of the gophers, and hopefully they won't come back. See, this, you gotta protect your trees, your valuable trees, from the gophers, guys. Use gopher baskets. Unfortunately, this was a time when I planted, I think 2 years ago, 2 years ago, where I got lazy and I didn't do anything to it, and I'm paying the price, guys. I am paying the price. So if you have gophers, protect it with strong gopher baskets. Do not use chicken wire. It doesn't work. You gotta use either use these chain mails right here for smaller trees, but for bigger trees, you gotta use that galvanized wire mesh, the hardware cloth. So here is the Winter's mango. This is a top work project here. Not Winter's, Namdok Mai. Namdok Mai, don't get Namdok Mai in California, guys. It's just prone to fruit split. If you really want Namdok Mai, don't let it be your first tree, okay? You're just wasting your time like I did. I only got one fruit from this over the course of the last 7 years because it just splits, and it's not the watering, guys. It's all nubbins. It just, even if you spray, it's all nubbins. And so we have this Giselle doing wonderfully. This is a Carla. We have Venus right here. That right there is a creme brulee. Over there is going to be a honey kiss. It looks like one is probably pushing. We're saving this one for next year. And here is this was a question mark, but we figured out what it was. It's an orange sherbet. Now, how can you tell? Orange sherbet, when it pushes out, it's kind of like a yellowish green, and you can smell it. It's like when you cut that. I mean, if you know what orange sherbet tastes like and smell like, that is what that is. It's like an orangey smell, on at least like citrusy smell. It's very distinct. There's a few more grafts there that probably took, along with some Castori here and maybe some O15s. So here, our Jamaican cherry is pretty much dying off. We'll see. We'll probably just cut it to the ground, see if it comes back. But I guess it's a short-lived tree, guys, unfortunately. But I mean, it's a nice fruit. It's nice. I mean, we barely eat it, to be honest. That is a pomelo. It's an air layer. Now, this is a melonberry. It produces this fruit, but it never goes to maturity. I heard that you need both male and female, so I might need to find someone who has both, so I can either graft onto it or probably get one more and put it in here. I'm very tempted to just mostly chop off this whole part here and just plant mango trees here, and I still will plant mango trees here, but it's a really nice tree, to be honest. I'm gonna keep it. But if you know how to make this fruit to maturity, please let me know, because I heard that the fruit is really good. Here's a Jakarta on a terp. Barely grows. I mean, I water this. I deep water. It's on drip irrigation as well. It doesn't have vigor. Look at that. It's the same size, and it hasn't pushed all year. All it does is flower. Just wastes its energy just flowering. This one right here is a lemon mangosteen, struggling. I think I need to put this into our syntropic agroforestry area so it can thrive. Here is our longan tree, barely producing this year. Really barely producing. And here is our carabao seedling mango tree. Now we're gonna top work this. I think carabao it just takes way too long for it to push new growth. I mean, we need something in here like a lemon sherbet. So see, it's now pushing, and it's September already, guys. Yeah, this is gonna be the first push of the year for this carabao. So we're gonna top work this heavily next year. I mean, I'm just gonna chop it off. I don't know where we are gonna do that, but we'll just put like a single variety in here, maybe an orange sherbet or something that is like an insurance mango over here. So this rose apple here needs some water. Either that or it's being attacked by the gophers. Gophers already have killed one of our guava trees over here, so they're out here somewhere. And but this thing needs more water. I can tell you that. Maybe I messed up drip irrigation in here when I was working on it this year, not getting that much water. So I do need to deep irrigate this, and I will. I have this. I have that right there on a timer, and we'll be doing that tonight. And here's a Iman Pasand. They say in Florida that Iman Pasand is the same as Alampur Banishan, but people in India say it's two completely different mangoes. It does smell like it has that spice, that resiny smell on the leaves. So this can actually be an Iman Pasand, who knows? But it's a very slow grower. I need to put this on a really big mature rootstock, which will take us about 5 years. So I can wait. We'll put something in here, some stronger rootstock, and just let it grow. Here is our wax jambu. Look at that. We deep irrigated in here once this year, and it really responded, guys. Look at that. Look at that amount of fruit that's in here compared to our previous season. And we probably ate like 30% of the fruit already. Look, it's fruiting some more. Pretty crazy. We've had some pretty weird weather though. So I don't know if this is typical or if it's just that it responds well to deep irrigation. So we'll probably end up doing some more deep irrigation next year, probably like early summer, and to see if we can get more fruit from it. Here's a Barbados cherry. This thing is gonna get chopped down big time because once we're ready to plant our mango trees, these things are gonna get chopped. We'll direct it to where it needs to go, where it's not gonna shade too much the mango trees that we're gonna be putting up here. So let's go take a look over here. We have some really struggling seedling mangoes. And for those of you over in Florida who say mangoes can be planted and you just neglect it, the more you take care of it, the worse it's gonna be. Well, this is what happens when you neglect mangoes in California, where we get long periods of drought from like April all the way to like November. Sometimes December or January we don't get any rains. And so this is on drip irrigation, and it's small amounts of drip irrigation. And look at that, it hasn't pushed really new growth this year. It did a little bit, but it's really struggling. So we are, California mango groups and on Facebook. There's a lot of advice out there that we got to be very careful which advice we take, because there's people from Florida who are trying to give us advice when really it's not conducive to most parts of California. There's a reason why most people say it's very difficult to grow mangoes in California. It's mainly because, number one, turpentine, rootstock, and the early stages of its development. You really got to take care of it, and it's usually water. And here is a sweet tart on a Keith rootstock right here. It's a sweet tart. I'm kind of right now at the moment not too impressed with its growth rate here in San Diego in Spring Valley. But then again, we had a really cold year. We had a really cold summer. I mean, summer over here this year, whew, we didn't get hot till like mid-August. And then August, it was just really hot, like mid-August till now. Got really hot, conducive to mango growing, but it's gonna be short-lived because it's September and October coming up. That one right there is a Madame Francis. That one is an air-layered longan tree. This one right here is a yerba mate. I never used it for a tea. I should. Here is a Taiwanese seedless, I think it's a red ruby guava. I need to give it some more love because that one is supposed to be a really good fruit. There is a cherry tree right there. That is a bear's lime. Needs more water. We get these leaf miners when they're young, on the young leaves, but I don't spray. They don't really hurt the tree, in my opinion. I'll show you the other citrus that we have here. Let's go look at that right now. Here's another one here, getting new growth. There's air layered citrus. There's our mini pond right here. This is why we're getting a lot of dragonflies. It's because of this. There's no mosquitoes in here because of the dragonfly larvae. There's another small mango tree right here. This nectarine produced quite a good amount of fruit. And same thing with our grapes. Grapes is near the end. Look at all those grapes. Wonderful grapes. I mean, we don't do anything to our grapes. It just keeps on giving. Right here. And there's another one over there. We're trying to multiply it. But this entire thing here that produced all of that fruit, we had a lot of fruit. And yeah, we have this Washington Navel, I believe. Needs more water, to be honest. Forgot what this is right here. Needs more water as well. Seedling, direct seeded. This is a calamansi tree, or some people call it calamondine. It gets hit with the leaf miners, but it doesn't really affect it too much. See, this one got affected by the leaf miners last year, and it's gone. Really gone. We're trying to collect a bunch of different citrus trees. And here is, look at the avocados. See a lot of seedling mango trees. They're all struggling, guys. So that's why we're doing this whole new seedling project that we're using greenhouse. We'll get them big enough to like 5 foot high before we put them in the ground. And here's a struggling peach tree. It's got gamosas everywhere. Look at that. It's horrible. I need to cut that off. The peach trees and the cherry trees, the grafted ones that you get from the store, it's like they're diseased. And so they struggle. So now my next thing is that I'm just trying to grow it from seed as a rootstock, and then I'll just graft the varieties that I want onto them. Here is I wonder if it's probably the rootstock. Anyways, rootstock matter, guys. Here's a thornless Mexican lime. And here, look at this, guys. It's shaded environment. So here we have a Seacrest that is beginning to push. I really want Seacrest, guys. I really do. This one right here is an 015. That one, this is a graft push that you don't want to see. That's just, it's struggling, but it still has an opportunity. Still green, still got an opportunity to work. This one right here is a Fairchild that I just grafted. This one is a Maha. It's already starting to push. This one is my own Scion. There is a Venus and a Cotton Candy right here. Hopefully that's gonna push. And there is a Sugarloaf back there that is still green. And here's a Valkyrie. There's the Valkyrie. It pushed really hard. Now I understand why my friend Rich, he cuts off the leaves, because this thing was just pushed. It's like a parachute when the winds come in, and so I had to really support it right here, because otherwise it's putting a lot of stress right here. So if your grafts become vigorous, you gotta protect it. This is a cherry tree right here. I forgot what kind of cherry it is. It's not that good. Don't even waste your time unless you're using it as a rootstock, which I'm actually gonna use. I'm actually gonna use that as a rootstock. Hopefully it'll take some of the cherries. That's a cac mango on Manila. This one right here is another Longin. We have a bunch of Suriname cherries there. Those things produce really nice cherries. I wonder if my drip irrigation has failed in this area. I really do, because a lot of these trees are beginning to struggle, like all of these guys. Or just that the gopher is just like circulating around here. Hi, Lucky Boy. Hey, buddy. Our Duha tree right here. Right there, got fruit, guys. We've been getting fruit from this the last 3 years. It's not that much fruit, but I think next year I'm gonna deep water this area, and we'll see if that makes a difference. We're putting in a bunch of persimmon seedlings right there. That's American persimmon. We'll let it grow big. We'll put a bunch of Fuyu varieties. And that's our Longin tree. There's our original yellow poinciana tree. And you can see we're getting that canopy here as well. And we got this Grumachama that produced a lot this year. A lot. And I think the reason is because we deep irrigated it as well by accident during the midsummer. Or early summer, actually. Late spring, early summer. Here's our lychee tree, guys, and we've been harvesting this, and look at that. It is beautiful. Anyways, we better get going because it's getting dark. I made a video about the lychee, and I found out the secret to making it grow. This lychee struggled for a very long time. I'm not going to talk much about it. If you want to see the so-called secrets of growing lychees, it's so simple, it's stupid. It sounds stupid, but it is a secret. Here's the persimmons. This is a Fuyu variety. Oh, I think we're getting, I wonder if telling us there's a gopher in here. Anyways, here's another persimmon. Look at that. We have sparse fruit this year, not that much compared to the years before. This thing didn't get water. It didn't get much water this year. This cherimoya is exploding. It's like it needs more water to get these fruits pretty big enough. Here is a Malika or Malika. I actually like that pronunciation better. Another mulberry, blackberries. Here's some mamey. I mean, I don't think that's gonna fruit here, so I'm gonna put a mango tree right there. More apples. We're heading into where we have all the avocados, and I recently talked about this avocado and how how to prevent heat stress. And you can look for that video. This one is in dapple shade environment. It's fruiting. Doesn't have that much fruit, but it's fruiting. And remember, I don't fertilize these guys. It's got some fruit right there. I mean, I counted maybe, I think 15 in here. It's got fruit up there. That's shaded by the Tipuana Tipu. This one right here is a Fuerte avocado. I mean, it's a slow grower here. This right here is our Mexicola. It died. Got attacked by the gophers. So either that or it just got diseased. The rootstock came out, and look at that. This is a year, less than a year's worth of growth. This is since springtime. I thought it died. I really thought it died. We got some more, I think it's a Jan Boyce. Here is our Pakistan mulberry. That's the white variety. And I heard that if you strip out the leaves, you can get a second fruiting. And this cherry tree right here, it has given us beautiful fruit. It's starting to lose its leaves now because it's close to the fall. That's an Oscar mulberry. That right here is a California pepper tree. We're gonna eventually chop this off. We're gonna put a bunch of mango trees in here, guys. That one right there is a Banganapali seedling. Usually, from what I heard, Indian varieties, they're very slow growers here in California. I could be wrong, but that's what I heard, and that's what I'm seeing as well. There is avocado seedling. This is a Tipuana Tipu that's beginning to just explode. So next year, this is gonna get a tremendous amount of growth, providing us with some nice biomass. This one is a poplar. Poplar doesn't do too well here in our area. It begins leafing out way like midsummer, and ash trees are much better at producing leaf matter. And hopefully at some point we'll hit critical mass with our mulch production and also get some really nice shading here throughout the year to prevent evapotranspiration. Is that what it's called? Like evaporation, and also wind from totally evaporating the moisture from the soil. This is a thing. I don't know if this is a Washington navel or, yeah, maybe this is a Washington navel. We have seedling avocados we've been trying to graft. I mean, I've been horrible at grafting these avocado trees, guys, and I'll get better at it. There is a lemon guava, still producing fruit, starting to look like it's struggling. And remember, this is the time of the year where things start to look like crap in the food forest because everything's losing their leaves. Here is a feijoa, and it's late. I think it's late, if I remember correctly. I think it's late. We have a bunch of blackberries. That's just, I mean, we had a tremendous amount of fruit over here. For us, I mean, not enough to share, but for our family it was. So this is we're trying to graft a surprise here. We're trying to graft onto this, but I think we're just gonna leave it be. I think we're gonna use the same concept with the mangoes. Just let this rootstock grow big and huge and get that trunk to a big size, and then top work it and graft onto it. Let that root system develop. So here we have our I think that's a cha-cha. Very slow growers, guys, and probably needs more water. Probably does. And there's more avocados here. I mean, we got avocados that are really struggling. That's a lamb has really struggling. And this is, see, this gets full sun. I talked about this. Even though we deep irrigate this, it gets sunburnt. Okay, compared to right here where it gets really nice shading in a good part of the day, and this one looks a lot better. And I talk about this if you're interested in that video. I have it in action where you actually see some of the stuff drooping over here and the other tree that's in full sun, and comparing it to the ones that are in dapple shade and in part shade environment. Except this Haas. This Haas died. And I think this is the rootstock. So this could be a Zutano or could still be a Haas. I'm not sure. We'll find out. But I'm using it as a rootstock to graft different varieties. I got Pinkerton that has taken. Really want to read, so I'm gonna use one of these. It should shoot out multiple branching, multiple trunks, and so we'll be using this to graft reed. Underneath it is a Pickering mango right here. Really slow growing variety here, guys. Don't go for a Pickering unless you have a massive rootstock that's at least 10 years old. Otherwise, you'll just struggle. This is a sugar apple. Don't get a sugar apple here. Don't waste your time. It's just gonna struggle, and we get fruit from it, but it'll never mature, and it never gets that bricks level above maybe even just a 5. We got avocados here. This one is decently healthy, although this one right here, see, this one was struggling. It got some sunburn. It was getting hit really hard with the sun. You gotta deep irrigate it when it does that. But anyways, here's more of the Adamois and Cherimois, unknown varieties of seedlings. We're eventually going to get named cultivars, like this one right here. I believe this one is a Red Geffner. Yeah, that is a Red Geffner variety. I am done with trying to grow jackfruit in our area. I'm done. This thing dies, it dies. Because there's only a few people I know that I don't even know them. It's from a friend of a friend who actually got this fruit. And when I got so excited, but then I found out that they didn't even like the fruit. It didn't taste good. So the few people that got it to fruit here in California, they say it didn't taste good. So that freaking sucks. Anyways, we'll focus on mangoes. This is a star apple. And right here we have this, I forgot what this is, but this can be used as a vegetable. It's a really awesome mass-producing tree. And what's up, Oreo? Hey, buddy. And we're trying to grow macadamias in here. It needs water. It needs water. Drip irrigation is not enough, guys, to really grow fruit trees. If you look at our centropic agroforestry zone, you can see the growth difference from here to there. Although when we first started here, we deep mulch. If you're gonna do something like this, you need to put a lot of deep mulch, guys, and then maybe the drip irrigation will just work, because that's what worked for us in the beginning. It was all in drip irrigation, but we mulch so heavy, but eventually we didn't replenish it and everything just turned into soil. This is our ash tree. It's our oldest one. Provides really nice shade, and this is all the things. My mom uses this area for her orchids right here. And the ash trees will lose about, at least this one will lose maybe about 30 to 50% of its leaves, and then come back like even like late winter, it'll come back and push new growth. There's a grapevine right here that we're training to be a tree. And right here also, we put in a dragon fruit right here. It's just an experiment. This is our Chico right here, guys. Our Chico Sapote is very healthy in part shade. It's getting mostly shade right here, guys. It's getting a lot of flowers and it's got fruit, right? We had more fruit from it last year, but we're getting a lot of flowers right here. And it is healthy in here in this area. We had a lot of fruit from this last year, but it takes like about 18 months for the fruit to mature here in California. If you're from Florida, don't talk smack, because that's just the reality here, guys, in California. This one, this guanabana, this soursop, it almost died several times this year. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a greenhouse right here, just a makeshift greenhouse for the winter time. Here's another cherimoya. We got a decent amount of fruit set here. They're pretty small, but they're very delicious. I actually like it when they're small like this because I can, sometimes they're just so sweet. They're so sweet, I can't eat the whole thing if it's like really like a big fruit. You gotta share it, otherwise it's just, I prefer these size right here. Really, really personal size fruits right here, and it'll you want to pick these when, I'll make a video of that when it's starting to turn a little bit of like an off yellow color, and it's like really plumped up, and you'll see the stem change color. You don't want to you want to cut the stem here and not have it break and drop, because it tastes much better when you cut it before it drops and then ripen it on the counter. But here's another one of our gem avocados right here, and more citrus. It's an air layered I believe this is a pomelo. It's an air layered one of ours right here. Not pomelo, yeah, it's pomelo. We love pomelo. I don't know what variety this is, but I mean, it doesn't get that huge. It's like grapefruit size, but there's no bitterness, and it's all sweet, no tart. It's another, I think it's a Chandler pomelo right here. We'll be putting a mango tree right here. There is an apple tree right there. This is our centropic agroforestry zone, and the agroforestry concept is pushing its way this way. And the centropic agroforestry is where we're actually putting more energy into. We do our hand watering in here. We give it a lot of love. As you can see, the seedlings are doing much better. We're getting a lot of growth in here. And so if you want to see the centropic agroforestry, we made a video of it dedicated to the centropic agroforestry zone. Here is a bay leaf, more citrus. Right here is more citrus, more bananas. There's jackfruit seedling. This is gonna be our last ones that we're gonna be planting, that we planted in the ground. No more. And here is a mango tree with that is a zinc graft that push. Look at that. And that push is okay. I mean, it's not the best push, but I'll take it because zinc is one of those things I really like to have. I don't know how it does in California, but it's worth trying because it's so good. Here's our chicken area. Hey girl. Oh yeah, she's the one who gets bullied. That's what sucks about owning chickens. I mean, it's like there's the pecking order is there. It's very true. So anyways, guys, this is our permaculture style food forest that's near neglect. I wouldn't say it's like crazy thriving, but the goal here is really to grow biomass, and I think we're getting there. And hopefully at some point we'll hit critical mass so that we can just start really chopping and dropping, and that biomass is just going to be so massive that it's gonna promote like a thick layer of mulch layer, especially leaves. We really want leaves because trees, they do very well when it's just a bunch of leaves as a mulch layer. All right guys, until next time, hopefully you like this. If you want to know anything, you want me to focus on any particular tree, whether it's a fruit tree or a support species, or if you have any questions at all in the things that we do, drip irrigation, whatever, let me know. Till next time guys, thank you for watching.